In case you forgot. The truck bumped over a bridge on the way out of Berlin, and Fritz rocked into me. I pushed him away with my shoulder. I had already stuck my neck out too far for this kid. I didn't need everybody thinking we were friends. Thanks for helping me, Fritz said. I didn't help you at all, I said. Horst says all of us have to learn to take a beating, so I guess I interrupted the lesson. I already know how to take a beating, Fritz said. I glanced at his bruises and his cut lip, and I figured he was right. What I need to learn to do is fight back, like you, Fritz said, especially if I'm going to join the SRD and be in the SS one day. I was stunned. This little guy wanted to be in the SS? And here I thought he hadn't thrown those books into the fire because he was maybe a halfway sane person. Everybody called the SS the Death's Head Squad because of the skull and crossbones on their caps. They wore all black, and they ran the concentration camps, and were the people who sent you there. Fritz was crazy if he wanted to join the SS, but then most German kids were crazy. It was hardly their fault. The Nazis had taken over Germany when they were all just toddlers. Fritz didn't remember any kind of life before Hitler. I had at least had 7 years of sanity in Dublin and London before coming to this nutty place. I was the only one who could see how two-faced everything was. So, you're English? Fritz asked. I bristled at the insult. No, not English. Irish. I hate the English, I told him. What's the difference? Fritz asked. Well, for one, the Irish are neutral, I said, over the grinding of the truck's gears. Like Spain or Sweden or Switzerland. We're not at war with Germany. People tended to forget that Ireland wasn't part of the United Kingdom anymore, or that we'd only been part of it in the first place because England had conquered us. For centuries, the English had done all they could to take our land, quash our language, and put us in chains, and it took a bloody war for independence to set us free of them. There were plenty of other ways the Irish were different from the English. Chief among them, that we weren't a bleeding pox upon the face of the planet. But I didn't want to get into all of that with Fritz. I didn't want to be talking to him at all. I had a job to do. I had to get my head back in the game. This was my first chance to do real spy work on my own. Fritz seemed to take the hint, and we rode in silence for the rest of the drive. The truck pulled to a stop along a dirt road half an hour outside the city. All around us was farmland. Down a narrow lane sat a farmhouse, barn, and a few small work buildings and sheds. Perfect, and perfectly obvious places for someone to hide. Often a field full of haystacks to the west, under the watchful protection of 3 milk cows, was a flat, wrinkly gray thing that must have been the pilot's parachute. You could feel the boy's excitement in the air, like the crackle of electric wires in a fog. Everybody wanted to be the one who found the British airmen, but nobody more so than me. We spilled out of the truck and hurriedly formed into rows under the direction of the SRD. SRD looked different from regular Hitler Youth. Their uniforms were dark blue with special yellow bands on the cuffs that said Patrol Force, and when they were on special duty, like they were now, they wore shiny silver gorgets. Gorgets are metal plates that hang down on your chest from a heavy chain around your neck, like a huge gaudy necklace. Theirs were shaped like 6-inch-long kidney beans, with Patrol Force written on a banner underneath the double lightning bolt insignia of the SS, in case you forgot. The gorgets would have been really silly if they hadn't been worn by the scariest kids in Nazi Germany. The SRD's mission was to watch all the other German kids and turn them in for doing anything illegal. I hated these guys. They ratted out kids for not saluting properly, for violating the nightly curfew, listening to foreign radio broadcasts, sneaking into movies for adults, singing songs they weren't supposed to sing, and dancing to music they weren't supposed to listen to, all of which could get you sent to a concentration camp. The SRD joined the SS on raids, spied on their neighbors, and monitored church services for anti-Nazi sermons. But their favorite job was the one they were getting to do right now, hunting for Allied airmen shot down over Germany. 2 adult SS officers stepped up to speak to us once the SRD had us in line. Scarier than the SRD, scarier than anything else in Nazi Germany, which was plenty scary enough, were the SS, the Death's Head troops. When people did the German look to see if anyone was listening, it was the SS they were most afraid that would see over their shoulders. The airman is still at large, one of the SS told us, and my heart fluttered with hope. One group will search to the east, beginning with the farm and moving up into the foothills. The other will search to the west, inspecting the haystacks in the fields before moving into the woods. The pilot will be found. Fan out. Cover every centimeter of ground. Leave no place unsearched. Go! I was on the team assigned to the farm, and I sprinted toward it faster than anybody. If I didn't find the British pilot first, he was a dead man.